What is up, ladies and gentlemen, from One Fair Review? This is Grant from One Fair Review. Huh. Did I say that twice? Maybe I did. Who fucking knows? Anyways, we are back with another movie review. Today we are looking at War for the Planet of the Apes. This was a movie I had been looking forward to ever since I saw the initial trailer in theaters, because I saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and I also saw Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which were two really, really good remakes. In all honesty, I don't tend to really like remakes. In fact, most of the time I don't like them, and I think they're pointless. Okay, I did say most of the time. Most of the time, I think they're pointless. There are a handful of remakes that I have enjoyed or I thought were pretty good, but I never really think that they're better than the original. I never think that they did anything better besides maybe like special effects or maybe like one area. But what I really liked about the Planet of the Apes remakes or reboots is that they kind of went in a completely different direction than the original Planet of the Apes, and obviously the second and the third, which what some people consider jokes. I did find the third one entertaining, I would say. But hey, that's just me. That's me personally. But what I have to say about the reboots is that I really loved the story and the place that they were going with it. And after Dawn, I was really excited to see what they were going to do afterwards. And here we are at War, which everybody was praising the hell out of. Everybody was saying like, "Oh, this is a fantastic movie. This is a superb movie. Like, this is one of the best new trilogies to date that slowly gets better and better." And I was getting so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this could be a really good movie. It could be a really bad movie. Who knows? I mean, should I trust the reviews or should I not trust them? So I went into the movie. I was expecting it to be really good. And guess what? I came out of the movie so fucking satisfied, I tell you. I came out and I was just like, this movie was incredible. Pretty much the story takes place not right after, but 5 years after Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. The soldiers from the north did eventually come down and now are hunting down Caesar and his family of apes. Early on in the story, there's a huge bombshell that happens, and pretty much Caesar's out to get the main, I guess you could kind of call him an antagonist in the movie, which is the Colonel, played by Woody Harrelson. Now, I'm going to be honest, I completely said his wrong name, or fuck it, I don't know. I don't really care, because he was just a colonel to me. If I said his name wrong, just put it on the screen, correct it for me. Thank you. Anyways, that's pretty much the main story. I'm not going to spoil anything else because this movie is a fantastic movie, and really, if you're going to this movie, it is for the story, it is for the characters, so really giving away anything else would be hurtful to this review and to the viewers who are watching who probably have not seen the movie. The acting in this movie is absolutely fantastic. Andy Serkis returns as Caesar, and my gosh, he is amazing. I love Caesar as a character. I really enjoyed him in Rise. I really enjoyed him in Dawn, and now he's the same character. But his arch in this movie, and he does have an arch in this movie, is really clever. It's really good, and it just makes sense. And his motivations are clear. His the things that he wants to do, it's very clear. And like he does kind of feel like some reviewer put this kind of funnily. He kind of feels like a Jesus Christ kind of character, like that, except for apes. And I guess you could kind of say that. I guess you can kind of say that he's like that, but he's more just like a very passionate leader for his people. Yeah, I know I just had a very weird voice crack, but anyways, let's move on. As for the humans in this movie, they're pretty much the same way they've been throughout the entire movies. They are kind of antagonized to an extent, and I have to say this is a very interesting turn than what it took from the original Planet of the Apes, where it's like the humans played with nature. They bent the rules to their own will, and because of that, they did, like they pretended to be gods, and now nature has been punishing them ever since, and like, to see like humanity's downfall, it's like, yeah, pretty much what happens is that humans were arrogant, and humans did stuff that they shouldn't have done, and because of that, they were now being punished, and that it's making the apes smarter and smarter and more stronger, and they are now going to become the ruler. It's going to be a planet of apes, and like, they obviously, the humans don't want that, and I guess as a viewer, you kind of don't want that, because obviously we are human people, so that much is true. But it's like in the end, it's like you kind of realize just like, yeah, like in a way, like I don't think all of humanity deserves this fate, but shit does happen. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but like shit does happen in this movie. We're just like, fuck, like humanity. Whoa, okay. But again, I'll leave that for the movie itself. I'm just here sort of critiquing it. Other than that, I thought one thing I thought was amazing with this movie is that before we went into this, I was talking to a friend, or not my friend, my brother, who is my best friend, and we were saying like, Dawn special effects in Dawn were just so good. Like how much better could it really get? And yeah, it got much better in War. Like again, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. At times it looked really realistic. It was like eerily realistic, but then at other times you're just like, yeah, I could kind of see through the CGI. It's like, yeah, it's very clear that is computer generated. In this movie, this is one of the few times, this is one of the very rare instances where I had to convince myself, or I had to remind myself, yeah, this is CGI. Like the apes are all CGI, and it's like, it's amazing because they look so real. And this is one of the few movies where I'd say like this is probably the best example where an all CGI sort of deal for the characters just like works completely. It completely works. Like where it's like you see like movies like Jurassic World and it's like it's 2 years old and already it looks dated as fuck and doesn't compare to the original Jurassic Park. This one, I think this stands against like Planet of the Apes and looks just as good or probably better with the special effects. Again, it's an old movie, but we're using like where you could feel the characters you could feel their presence in the movie and stuff like that. But that's, I guess you could say that's another deal. My basic point is that the special effects were great, and of course Andy Serkis, mocap god, pretty much, is just really good. I don't know what it is about the man. He's just so good at mocap. It's incredible the stuff he's able to do. Let's see, what else could I really talk about? I thought the music was very good, very fit the mood, and I thought the movie was very quiet. It had a lot of quiet moments. Most of it was pretty quiet, in fact. And the action, pretty much all like the good action you could say was left towards the end, and I think that's probably the best way to experience a movie. Unlike something like Transformers, which is all action and no story and no fucking characters and no good acting, and yeah, that movie sucks. That's my point. Even though I haven't seen the new one, I'm gonna assume it sucks. The best thing I can say about War of the Planet of the Apes is that this is a summer blockbuster movie that should be not the standard, but I feel like people should strive to be War of the Planet of the Apes or the Planet of the Apes reboots in general. These are fantastic summer blockbusters, and they are perfect. They are thinking man's movies, and they also have action in them. Really good action, really good characters, really good chemistry, motivations. It has everything that makes for a good movie experience in theaters and as well as at home. This is a movie that's like, I feel like watching it 1, 2, 3 times in theaters, and I won't get tired of it because it's just such a good movie, and I can't wait to get that movie on DVD or on Blu-ray and just complete my collection of Planet of the Apes, because I do have all of the original Planet of the Apes movies, except for the Tim Burton remake, which I consider that to be not a Planet of the Apes movie at all. Plus the 2 reboots, Rise and Dawn, and I can't wait to add War to that because I just really enjoyed this movie. Overall, I have to say that I couldn't find any real problems with Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes. I'm sure there is something that is wrong, but for the most part, all the continuity is still there. Like, they followed the story exactly how it was from the first to the second to the third. Everybody was a good act. There was good actors everywhere. There was good chemistry. There was good motivations. Even with the villains, there was a good message at the very end. And overall, I thought the movie was a fantastic, solid experience. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but War of the Planet of the Apes is the best version of Planet of the Apes that I've seen since the original. I think it's just as good as the original Planet of the Apes. And I have to say that War is an absolute final verdict, a 10 out of 10. This is the first 10 out of 10 I'm giving a movie. I thought this was fantastic, and I can't believe that I'm giving a fucking reboot, a reboot for God's sake, a 10 out of 10. It was just so good, and I feel like the trilogy itself is so good, and like it's different enough from the original that I can call it its own thing and just say that it is really, really good. And I can say that War of the Planet of the Apes is as good as the original movie. It was just so much. It wasn't even really that fun to watch, but it was very emotional. It was very intense, and you do have to be in the right mindset to watch it. But it's not like a depressing movie. It's a very good, deep, blockbuster summer movie. And I highly recommend it to everybody to watch this. I thought it was amazing, and I can't wait to own it on DVD, and I can't wait to see the behind the scenes of it. Anyways, this was Grant from One Fair Review. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you've watched it, let me know what you guys thought. Tell me down in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, have a nice day.